Hi, and welcome to the Hamilton Springs Press Xchyler Publishing Formatting Instructional video. In this session, we're going to discuss not only how to set up your Word document formatting, but also why it is so important. What is formatting? Formatting is a series of parameters and values that dictate how a document will look when printed and on screen, as dictated by a word processor. This includes such variables as font choice, margin width, line spacing, paragraph spacing, tabs, anything that affects the cosmetics of the page. In the case of HSPDX, we use Word 10, but any version that saves in Doc or DocX formats will work. If you don't have Microsoft Office on your computer, you can find versions older than 2013 online, available for download for less than $100. You can use whatever word processor you like. However, you must have two things. First, it must have the capability to save in Doc or DocX formats. Second, the tracking changes feature must be visible to both you and your editor. If your word processor does not have the ability to show when you make inserts or deletions, if you cannot show the comments and replies to comments, if it does not allow you to accept or reject changes, then we can't use it. Finally, just because you can see these things in your word processor does not necessarily mean you can see them in Microsoft Word. So these tracking changes must be visible both to you and your editor. Okay, what are the document requirements? First of all, it's very important that you make these settings before you begin typing in a new document or pasting from another. That way, the settings include the entire document. And we're going to change this document. First, go to your Home tab. You will see different subsections: the clipboard, font, paragraph, styles, and editing. In font, choose Calibri 12 point. Make sure your color is set to automatic. Make sure you don't have any bolds, no italics, no underlines. Nice and clean and simple. Next, go to your paragraph choice. Make sure your alignment's left. Your indentation on the left should be 0. On the right should be 0. Your special indentation should be ½ inch on the first line. You don't want mirror indents, so make sure that's unclicked. Spacing before the paragraph should be 0. Auto is not the same thing as 0. Make sure it's 0. Your line spacing must be double, not 1.5 or 3. Double. Finally, you have the option to make this your default. The obvious advantage to that is every time you open a document, you're going to have these specific formatting commands in your document, and you won't have to worry about it while you're working with Hamilton Springs. So that is an option. So you can see now, this is how we like manuscripts to look. Now, there are many reasons why formatting is important enough for us to make a video about it. Some of these include the ease of reading, reviewing, and editing. However, the most important reason stems from the typesetting process. By using uniform codes, the margins, tabs, fonts, lines, and line and paragraph spacing, etc., the final production files we submit to our typesetter stay clean and free of hidden surprises that oftentimes only manifest themselves after the book has been printed. We like nice clean copy, so we insist the writers we work with conform with these specifications. Do's and don'ts. Do match formatting. When you paste from a different document, make sure that you use the text-only feature. You can do that two ways. You can either choose it here after you've pasted, or you can use your right arrow to paste and choose it here. That way, what you paste matches what's gone into the document, what the document already is. Next, toggle off your tracking changes. Tracking changes are here under your review button. If you do not turn off your tracking changes, when you make all your changes in your document, every single command that you make is going to show up here, and it's going to, then you have to go through and change it. So turn off your tracking changes and it's a lot cleaner. You'll also notice that when I changed this document, that I selected all first. Always select all, or it will only before you make your changes, or it will only select from where the point of insertion until the you have other codes that change the formatting. So always select all first. Keep it simple and follow instructions carefully. Do not use the tab key to indent the first line. Don't use your tab key. Always use your paragraph first line command. The reason why that is because your tab key, even though you go through and you change it, if you've got a tab in there, it'll show up extra. You'll have an extra tab when it's printed out and it's messy. Do not use alternative fonts. Always use Calibri 12 point. Do not use this styles up here. Don't use chapter headings or anything. Don't do anything to your chapter headings. Don't make them fancy. Just put the words. Our typesetter takes care of everything else. Don't use bold. Don't use underline. You may use italics sparingly and exclamation points even more sparingly. Do not rely on font face to tell your story. You may italicize, nothing more. When do you use HSP formatting? Short answer, always. From your initial submission manuscript through to the final stages of the project. Even when composing your bio or writing guest posts, always use this formatting for Hamilton Springs Press documents. Failure to do so will factor against you in our considerations of submissions and/or writing competitions, and severely tries your editor's patience in the production period. It also makes more work for us, and we don't like it. So do it right the first time. And that's it. Thanks for tuning in. Make sure to watch our other instructional videos about the Hamilton Spring ways of doing things. If you would like a copy of this file to download the PDF version, you can visit Xchyler Publishing. .com on our submission page, and there's a big old download. You can just click on it and you'll have this document with all the instructions. And thanks for tuning in. Thanks for tuning in, and happy writing.